Hi. Just had a random thought. No, it's not a random thought. Okay. Um, I mean, it came about me thinking, hey, why don't the schools or the government or the education ministry actually uh, incorporate into the syllabus of higher, like secondary higher syllabus, right, on how to start a business. You know, you have to first register a company. You know, there are maybe they have incorporated this. I have no idea. You know, or maybe they think that, oh, this is more applicable to this stream or science stream or what art stream. It's all nonsense. You know, it's it's like they should, right? They should actually educate. I mean, these are usable. These are almost, I would call them kemahiran hidup. You know, kemahiran hidup basically, whereby, oh, if you wanna, uh, if you're if you're good in making donuts and you want to open a stall to sell donuts, this is what you need to do. You need to first register a company with your name, with your IC, and then whether it's a entrepreneur, is what enterprise, what entrepreneur, whether it's an enterprise or it's a Sdn Berhad, you know, and then where should you register it as a Malaysian citizen? Where should you go to apply for things like this? And then what are the steps you need to take, right? Say, for example, you need to apply from maybe your city council, whether it's DBKL or MPSA or MPPJ, and then if you're serving food, you need to get a jab, um, things like that. And you know, it's like what's the? I mean, in Malaysia, there is a lot of commodities with controlled prices, which is to artificially keep them low and also prevent people from stockpiling and all that. Flour, sugar, and things like that. I think, isn't that a good thing to teach in schools? At least they know. And then from the business, you will know, teach them, like, these are your costs, this is your flour, this is your what. Instead of, the common terminology that was taught in accounting, cost of goods sale, what is all this, right? When you have an actual thing, then when you apply it, then you can teach them, right? This is your, uh, in order to produce your stuff, this is how much it is, and then the rental for your space, and don't forget your own pay. How do you decide your own pay? Look at your own expenses, right? Your your monthly expenses, your installment for your house, your electricity bill, your whatever, your car and all that. Your income has to be able to cover this, to do that with a little bit of surplus. And of course your EPF contributions, Malaysia's tax, personal tax is how much, business tax is how much. All this is calculated in, and then uh, based on your working hours, how many hours that you do will be able to generate how many sales, presumably, and then from there you have a rough idea of knowing, oh, I need to cover this much cost, this is how much I need to spend on my ingredients in order for me to create that many produce, in order for me to sell. Whether it sells or not is another issue. Whether it sells or not is about whether it's tasty or not, right? Whether you pick the right location, people are able to see you, people can actually stop their cars and buy from you, etc., etc. All right. So that is another thing. So I think I saw a lot of stalls by the roadside, right? I can guarantee they don't really have an idea. They're just hoping that people will buy. Sometimes they put their stall by the roadside on a place whereby people can see them, but there's absolutely no chance of stopping when you suddenly feel like you want to buy some pisang goreng, right? And sometimes the prices they sell don't make sense. There is an old couple, I think I ate there once. They sell ayam pencit or something like that. It's rice with some sauce, with some sambal, some veggie, and a good portion of a chicken drumstick, which is alright. They sell it at 5 ringgit. And I'm like, did you ever calculated whether you're making a loss or not? Right? You cannot just count in your ingredient prices and all that. Yeah, these things, they are not taught in school. Right? Or how to register a patent. Right? What do you need to do when you have an idea about something and you want to create it and you want to patent it? What is the process? How easy it is? How much it costs? These things should be taught in school to inspire a greater number, a generation of entrepreneurs. Right? See, the problem is this. Countries like Malaysia or Thailand for that matter, or Indonesia for that matter, right? There is a lot of, we call it business kampong, right? People from the villages creating a hat, arts and craft, right? They call it, traditional arts and craft. No, they are not traditional arts and craft. They are proper businesses that they should create a brand their product, right? Take nice photos of their product, do the story behind it, and sell it proudly instead of stacking them in the night market where it takes hours to make. The finishing is beautiful. It's proper products. Leather work and all that. You see that all these businesses in the touristy areas and all that. These are legitimate businesses that could have been proper stuffs. Like you look at Japan, everything they do, they brand it, right? You look at Sweden, you look at Europe, they know how to market their products. They know how to respect their own craft. Whereas a lot of businesses, it's a legitimate business. It's not just some farmer taking some stuff that's, putting them together and do some carvings and then sell it for cheap. No, these are proper stuffs, right? So I think all this should be taught in school because it will help to inspire and nurture a future generation of entrepreneurs, and it will only increase their income, turn them from cottage industries to proper modern businesses where when tourists come to Malaysia or other people from outside the country will order things from you. You look at Americans, they're good at that. Someone can draw a bag, their own desired bag, how it is, like what the compartments and all that, and then they give it a name, Peak Design, right? And then they know the channels to get funding. They put it on Kickstarter, they put it on whatever website, and then tell their story, do it properly, and people all over the world can actually pay you before you start doing your stuff, and that's how you spur a brand new company out of nothing. I think that's what's lacking here. Everybody just thought of I don't know, maybe do Grab, ride on a bike, or I don't know, maybe I flip burger or Ramly burger all day Ramly burger. And then if everyone does that, everyone just the mind only ends up in Pasar Malam, and all that. That's how far they think of, or by the side of the streets. We will never be able to have, a proper, not industrialized, but basically there are much more ways to create value in it. And I think schools is a good place to start. I ask you, honestly, truthfully speaking, right? You think of the things that we learn in school. Don't say sejarah or history, okay? That part is different. Studying history of your country and all that is, in my opinion, important. To know where we're from, why we're here today, and if you know where you're from, you know where you'll be heading, right? And it cultivates a sense of belonging. How you love the country and all that. That is important. Sejarah is important. Don't say it's not important. Okay? Geography is alright. I wish it can be broader. You know, instead of studying geography, you can call it nature or something. At least teach people how to differentiate or how to plant potatoes. You know, edible food. Edible food must be taught in schools for everyone to learn how to plant their own food. It's very, very important. Okay, I think this is important. At least, you know, you don't see someone, you know, stricken, you know, famine or whatnot, and the seeds, you know, where to get them must be made available easily, things like that. Okay, that is, I think, in terms of studying geography, just call it nature or something. Yeah, we can know the 7 continents of the world and some basic knowledge of Mariana Trench, but trust me, it is absolutely useless to know the largest pyramid is called Khufu, and it's studied by everybody in the world. And the deepest trench is Mariana Trench. Okay, Googleable stuffs that is of no significance today. Alright? We can know a little bit, but yeah, that's about it. But I think studying what type of soil is suitable to plant what type of plants, right? And these are the family of plants, you know, this is edible, this is not edible, this is poisonous, you will die. Planting this in this type of soil is useless. What is the type of soil that is available in Malaysia, blah blah blah. These are fantastic knowledge that everybody should know. First aid, everybody should know. It should be a syllabus in school. How to save someone when they have seizure, how to save someone when they choke. Basic first aid should be in our syllabus, right? I think so, right? Basic self-defense should be incorporated into our PE. Don't you think so? It should. It should. These are knowledges that equips us for life. And I think these are wonderful, because whatever so-called high-end stuff that you study today are the remnants of the syllabus that were established a few hundred years ago from those prestigious universities where they think studying is something done by attache people. Only high-end elites, attache people will go to school, colleges and all that. And that's why it is important to know the elements chart, to know uranium, thorium, bromium, whatever mium is useless. To teach that in school. If this, you know, because back then, after school, you go to practice in a physician's whatever, right? That's why you have the basic knowledge of all this high-end stuff that is of absolute useless in today's world, day to day, right? The elements chart can be had with a simple Google. Very simple, you can have it. And even if you studied it, nobody remembers all of it. If you're not a physician or a chemist or something, it's pointless. Logarithms, logarithma or whatever, is useless in day to day. It is absolutely useless. You can study that in college if you want to, but compared to first aid, compared to how to plant your own potato, I think in that respect, logarithm is pretty useless. Or how to start a company for that matter, right? How to fix your water pipes. These are things that are useful. It equips people with, you know, basic tools and knowledge to survive, right? How to start a fire. Really, I'm serious, right? This kind of stuff lah. So I think there needs to be a proper revamp of our education in teaching useful stuffs for kids. You know, do you think so? Do you think so? Because as far as I can remember, of course, I'm 43. You know, when I studied was in the 90s. I can sort of remember quite a bit of stuffs that are... Okay, literature is also another different thing. Okay, literature, the understanding of your language, the beauty of your language, old books that were written by great authors or great poems is different, because that cultivates a command of the language, the beauty of your language, songwriting and all that. I mean, the art stuff, I do not deny it. I wouldn't say it's useless. Art, music, PE, or self-defense for that matter, or planting potatoes, or sorry, I keep using potato, cabbage, alright, is useful. How to differentiate different types of them, you know? Yeah. How to mix cement, how to build a house, you know? Yeah. I think these things are important. I mean, of course, Kemahiran taught us some silly projects, you know, chopping, cutting wood, and all that basic stuff, you know. Electronics, I think is important, right? Of course, we touch a bit the soldering gun and all that, but I think these things are good to be taught in school, and then some high-end physics or stuff, you know. What are your thoughts? Some physics formula of calculating area. Yes, the basics of it. Yes, you roughly know the logic of it, but to go random shapes just to test the hell out of you is a bit I don't know. What are your thoughts? All of them, all your kids, all my friends, after scoring in their exams, is out. It's out. They forgot about it because they were forced to remember it. Maybe some people will say that, oh, this is to cultivate the sense of responsibility. But I would say this, every single human being is inherently curious. If a person... What? Okay. Yes, darling. Hello? Hello? Yes? On my way, darling. Are you okay? 你等我一下。Yes?
没有事。
Okay 啊。拜拜。
拜拜。
Picking up the daughter. Anyway, yeah, maybe I drive too slow because I'm talking. Yeah, how to create your own soap and then create a brand around it and then sell it online. Yeah. This part as well. How to use Kickstarter to jumpstart to kickstart your business, and then how to go to those websites, like how to register an account in Shopee, and also, yes, for older kids, how to register an account to trade shares, to buy shares for savings, right? To teach them that, do you know that if you buy Tenaga share, just keep it, every year you have how much dividend, blah 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 blah. These, I think, are important skill sets for the average Malaysians to know the basics, right? You can work for somebody if you want to, but you can also start a business if you need to, in case. Just you know, I remember it clearly during the 2008 financial crisis in US. I see video footages. You know, the reporters were going on the streets interviewing people, dressed up nicely in their blazers, in their suits and ties, holding up a big sign I have a double degree. I need a job. Hopelessly standing on the roadsides telling people I need a job. Bro, you don't need to do that. You don't need someone to give you a job. If you know how to start a small little company, if you know to walk up to other people and ask, can I clean your driveway? I'll only charge you $30 in US rate, not Malaysia, nobody will pay that, right? Or you go to a shop front and say that, hey, your signboard's dirty, let me help you with it. You know, this is what I try to teach my kids. I try to teach my kids this. Money will always be transacted if you are able to help someone with something they need. That is the basis of all businesses. If I'm able to help you with something, you will gladly pay me money, right? So I always tell them the example, why do I pay the barber or the hairstylist? And then they will answer, oh, because they help you cut your hair. Exactly. Why would I pay that person? Or because that person cooks food for you and, relieve your hunger. Anyone who understands that will see the world as an open playground, whereby you won't end up, oh, I'm jobless, I don't have a job, I need a job to pay me, I couldn't find a job. There's no such thing as couldn't find a job, right? You just need to go out there. Your career or your getting money doesn't end with sending your resume on a website and then waiting for replies. No, that's not how the world works, right? So I just hope our schools can have that little bit of pragmatism in the things they teach, and also check through whether it's really needed to learn the elements chart or matrix or logarithm. Are these really needed? Too much of this nonsense in especially mathematics class in schools. Too much. Right? AI can get you your mathematical answer. AI can't help you plant your potato. Yeah. That's the thing. Of course, most education system is to create workers, or employees. But I think countries like Malaysia, Thailand, Indonesia, where there is a lot of cottage industries, self-entrepreneurship, people selling food or apam balik in Pasar Malam or whatnot, right? It works, right? The country goes around, and learn how to create brands, learn how to budget properly, and brands that can one day go all over the world. You will notice advanced economics, right? They're very good at this, right? In the 50s, McDonald's can branch out from US towards the world, and then you see Americans are especially good at this, right? Then you see brands from Europe sell all over the world. Starbucks, even the Koreans and the Taiwanese, they're beginning to be good at this. I think Malaysia has a lot of potential if we go into this playbook, go global with our cottage industries. Don't just confine yourself to that little and be scientific when you talk about cooking food. So, oh, that's seafood. His technique is different one. Technique your head lah, right? How hot is the fire? How much it needs to burn? All this can be scientifically deduced and replicated, and that's when you can go global, earn more money back to Malaysia. That's one way to increase our GDP, improve our living standards, because we're now caught in the middle ground. Malaysians used to say that, oh, China is building up because their salary is so low, right? And then when we saw China's GDP fly up, Malaysians will say, hey, at least our GDP per capita is higher. And then now China's GDP per capita is also higher than Malaysia at the time. Now we all keep quiet. And their average salary is also slightly higher than ours. So you actually get better pay being a factory worker in China than Malaysia. So we have run out of excuses. So it's time to improve ourselves. Value up, right? Pull up the value chain. Yeah. And bosses out there, try to pay your staff more than market rate. You know, market rate is shit in Malaysia lah. Huh? Right? And then everyone complain workers. I mean, you pay peanuts, you get monkeys, right? So anyway, that's my blabbing for the day. And I think Malaysia, I mean, for older people, you will remember back in the late 80s and early 90s, and Malaysians we have so much confidence in embracing the world. We start our own electronics brand to rival Panasonic with our Pensonic. Remember that? Right? Whoa. We have so many fashion brands, local fashion brands, right? Wow, you have what? They have what? What is that brand called? You have Lacoste. We have Crocodile. Right? What was Slazenger? You know, all these are local brands, way. Now slowly, slowly. We're good. We'll be better. Cheers.